Hey, y'all, welcome to another edition of the Elite Mancast. Y'all know we on here every Wednesdays at 8:30. Y'all go over to YouTube, subscribe, like, and share. Do all of that good stuff, man, so we can have more conversations like this one. It's going to be a great one tonight because it starts at the age of 0 months, God dog it. You gotta talk to them babies while they're in them stomachs. We gotta read to them kids while they're in the stomach. Don't ever think your child cannot understand you while they're inside your belly. That's where they get their language. That's where they know their name. That's how they know things. So we have to understand that, man. Tonight we're talking about neurodivergent versus neurotypical. And neurodivergent is just simply HDAD, Alzheimer's, anything that's causing your child to have a difficult learning, difficult fitting in, difficult situations as far as being a part of a normal society. And neurotypical is just what it is. Neurotypical, able to get along with the people. So what we're doing tonight is having a great conversation about that type of atmosphere that we put our children in, the type of atmosphere that we don't give our kids, the type of atmosphere that needs to be instilled, like I said, in the belly of the mother, so that we can have this great child come about once they come out of the belly. So man, tonight, y'all know we ain't gonna have the chef tonight, y'all. He got some work to do. That's my partner. He be working. But we got Mr. Michael. We got Coach KD. Y'all know how it go, man. We're going to keep on going, and we're going to have a special guest. Hopefully, she comes on a little bit later on. She has some things to take care of, but we're going to make sure that she gets involved as well if she comes on still. But, man, yeah. So, Coach, man, what you got, man? What you think about this topic tonight?
Good evening. It's truly wonderful to be in the land of the living. I'm so glad about it. I'm glad to be here. What a great topic we have today. Oh man, I'm happy, man. Neurodivergent and neurotypical. I ran across it, man. I was like, wow, this is a great topic, because at times I feel like I could be neurodivergent, and at times I feel like I'm neurotypical. But one thing for certain is that you could be either, and it's not a right or wrong. That's what I'm learning about it. It's not a right or wrong thing, man.
No.
You just you keep pushing, you keep pressing. You understand where you're at. You understand what works for you, and be great. That's what it is, man. Yeah. But you got Mike.
What's up, fellas? Glad to see everybody here. Neurodivergent versus neurotypical. Well, this is Autism Awareness Month. And this is a very timely conversation because of it. For the simple fact that neurodivergent only means that the brain works different from what other people consider to be normal. And actually, there is no such thing as a normal and abnormal in the way that the brain works. But someone decided to come up with this term to describe people rather than saying, oh, you got an abnormal brain or abnormal way of thinking. So that being said, there are a lot of people that have their brains work differently than other people's, but that doesn't make them any less or any more. But in a lot of cases, especially in technical skills, like being an architect, being an accountant, where you got to deal with numbers, people who are neurodivergent actually excel in those areas because they can see things a lot different than the everyday person. Because when it comes to math, I can do certain math problems in my head. But when you start getting into the deep math problems, I say, okay, just give me a calculator. I ain't even going to try it after a certain point. But these people, they could do actually extensive math equations in their head and come out with the answer. And 9 times out of 10, they're considered to be on the autism spectrum, or have on the autism spectrum. That's basically all it is. They call it ASD. or you have the ADHD kids. But it's not really considered a disease, and neurodivergent is actually not even a medical term. It's just a term that was developed over the years just as a description of people who think different.
Yeah.
So
Right,
back to you,
right.
Keith.
Yeah, man, I like that right there, man. To say that it is not a disease or whatnot, that's beautiful because we can't. That's what we have to really stop going off of this Western ideology of the way they thinking, the way they taught us. Because the way we were taught is way left field of what life is really is perceived, and life should be. Because half the time it's not even HDAD. Half the time it's just a kid that want to play, a kid that want to be overactive, a kid he just likes to do what he likes to do. And then you're going to try to put a stimulation on. You're going to give him a pill. You're going to give him Ritalin. You're going to give him all these other pills that's going to slow him down and all of this stuff to where now you just got him all out of whack and all out of focus. And he could have been just the president of the United States or a great congressman or something, but you done gave him this disability. You done put a disability on him. You know what I'm saying? By putting that medication up in it. Because that's how they get their money though. So we gotta say that, oh yeah, these people are this and that. In all actuality, it was just a learning disability that you didn't teach your child, period. The only learning disability was that you didn't teach your child. It wasn't the fact that he came out some type of way. No, you wasn't caressing him properly. You didn't give him the right nutrients as he was in the body. You didn't do the right things while you were pregnant. Sometimes I know we do have generational things and whatnot, but a lot of times if we do the study on our herbs, we do the study on the meals that we eat, because a lot of times we can be perfectly fine, but it's what they feed us, and then they tell us it's our fault because the child is not learning at the advantage at the speed that he should be or she should be. So we always have to remember, it's not always some disability. It might be some food, or it might be some soda. You drinking soda while you were pregnant. You were drinking wine while you were pregnant, and all of that goes together. So we steady have to be mindful of all of these type of things that goes on in this world, man. And neurotypical is just the average everyday Joe who's just doing what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? Because they seen their cousin do it. Everybody's doing it. And that's cool to a certain extent. But just like Coach said, when you're in the land of when it's great to be in the land of the living, and you're supposed to be excelling. You're supposed to live with intention. You're supposed to be doing way more than the average person. Instead of sitting around talking about the average person, you should show the average person that you can excel just as if you're talking about somebody. That must mean you got a lot going on for yourself. Must mean you're in a great place. Must means that you're doing better than the average. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got time to look into somebody else's life and put them into a category that you don't even know the full story about, that's a problem. But that's the neurotypical society that we live in. It's called gossip.
Yes, so why,
and a lot of people do it.
Who's to say what the norm is? Why that got to be the norm? You know what I'm saying? Make your own norm.
Thank you.
Don't be a non-conformist.
Right.
Don't conform to the world. Don't conform to what everybody else is doing. You got to set your own path. I heard our friend on here, Sunita, the other day say, "I'm gonna clap for myself. I'm gonna clap for myself." You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I'm gonna be great wherever I go. I got to make it do what it do, because everybody don't see what I see. Everybody don't do what I do. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to be different. I'm gonna be different.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So if they came up with neurodivergent, however they want to say it, however they want to put it, I understand that sometimes I may be typical, but oftentimes than not, I'm neurodivergent because I want to be different. I want to take a different path than what my dad did, than what my uncle did. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like everybody else. I got
Come on, man.
And make it work for me. I know what works for me, and I continue to research. I could be better. I'm better today than I was yesterday. That's
Correct.
my plan. And that's gonna be a continuous plan to be better than I
Yeah.
was yesterday. You know?
Yeah.
And I can't sit on it.
That's
It's
a must.
imperative that I do not sit on what everybody else is saying or what everybody else is doing. You know?
So
when
you want to say,
go ahead.
I don't want to cut your wisdom, but you want to tell me that it's good to be neurodivergent.
That's what I'm trying
That's
to say.
it.
Hey, they ain't trying to say it. That's what I'm saying, you know. But
Come on, man.
A lot of times we don't want to say that we are, but if you think about it, you wouldn't have got this far where you at right now with all the change and all the different things that you're doing unless you could think neurodivergent.
Different.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
If you was thinking like everybody else, you would have stayed stuck where you was in whatever mess you was in.
Yep, you'd be one of the sheep.
You feel me?
That's it.
But I love
That's
that.
what
you
I'm
know-
talking about.
Because,
You know, a lot of times. Go ahead.
No, I
No, I wasn't trying to cut you.
I was just saying that, you know, we get stuck. And you know what I always say on his stagnation stinks, man. And we can't let it get to stinking around here. We don't want it stinking around here. You got to do something. You got to do something and think outside the box. It's okay to do that. It's okay to think outside the box. Man, if I would have kept thinking inside the box, I would have never got where I'm, you know, I never would have thought I was capable. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
People want to put a tag on you because you did this, because you did that. You got to stay where you at. It's impossible. That word should never come in your mindset. Impossible. What? Okay, let me show you.
It's the root. Hey, but the root word of impossible is I am possible. You know, I'm possible to do anything. I'm possible. It's possible. However you want to put it, but I'm possible is the word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it's that dictionary that they gave us, man. It's called the Webster. You know what I'm saying? If you go look at them other Ethiopian dictionaries and all these Ethiopian over in Kush and Kemet, you will understand that we speak in a different language. This ain't the language that we were supposed to be speaking on an everyday basis. So you have to understand that right there alone. You know what I'm saying? So, man, let me check y'all out, man. Let me bring on a specialist. Let me say that right here, man, because she specializes in these type of things because she's one of those teachers. She runs a program down here in Miami, y'all, that teaches children before they even get to kindergarten. You see what I'm saying? So she's helping them out along the way before they even get started with school so they can be advanced in reading and all of that before they even get to pre-K. So, man, let me bring y'all Sandra. Miss Sandra, please give me some more insight on what you do for a living. I got you on here now.
So,
okay.
Hello, everybody. How are
You
you?
on?
Hello, welcome.
Oh,
Yeah,
let me bring you on stage.
She on now.
Did I get you on
What's
stage?
up?
Okay,
Yeah,
she
I'm
on.
here.
Okay, my fault.
Okay, so
Sandra.
I work for Family Central, which is a nonprofit program, and they house a program called Hippie. It's a program for young toddlers from 2 to 5 years old, but we only enroll 2 to 4-year-olds. So the basic of this program is to teach parents how to teach their kids. So we don't go directly for the kid, we go for the parents. We're teaching the parents how to prepare them for VPK, because before it was preparing them for kindergarten. However, we have to prepare them for VPK because the guidelines for VPK now is more higher. They expect these kids to know more than the norm coming from the child care centers. But it's not just the teacher's job to do it, it's the parents' job to do it too. Like we always raised up off of, it starts from home. So that's what we try to teach the parents, that everything starts from home. So our curriculum is a script curriculum. It's a 30-week program. And we teach the parents how to teach their kids. Every week we're doing something different. We're teaching them science, language arts, social study, literacy. And we started at 2 because most people feel like my 2-year-old is too young to be taking in this type of stuff. But little do people know it starts within the womb and goes up in ages. So by the time they hit 2, we're ready to enroll them in the program. We're teaching the parents how to get them used to playing with shapes and pronouncing words the correct way and using crayons the correct way, teaching them how to color in the lines. Because by 3, now we're on a whole nother level. Now it's time to start teaching them something different. But the blocks that I run into a lot is people saying that they don't have time. So it's like, if you don't have time for me, then you don't have time for your kid, because this program is free. You can't find free programs like
No.
this. So if it's free, all I'm asking for is an hour, hour and a half of a parent's time every week for 30 weeks. That's dedication. And it's not just you're pouring into your child, you're also building your own self-esteem. I find a lot of parents that says, I don't know how to teach my child. And by week 20, their confidence is enough to say, I'm ready to teach my child. I've learned so much from you that I'm confident. So we don't just nurture the kids, we're also nurturing the parents. You could be 45, 50 years old in this program. We're going to nurture the parents too. Good job, mom. Good job, dad, on reading today. Good job on you doing something different this week by taking them to the library instead of taking them to the Dollar Tree to pick up a toy. So this program is the best kept secret, and a lot of people don't know about us enough for our numbers to be where it should be. And we're funded under the Children's Trust, but we don't have the money for broadcasting the way it should be.
Wow. When you say broadcasting, you mean getting it out into the community? Yeah.
So
radio won't let y'all broadcast it?
Long time ago, I've been doing this for 13 years. Probably at like my 7-year mark, there was a radio station that would give us like airtime maybe twice a month, but that station kind of went away, and that happened for like 6 months. So we was able to, get into the churches, get invited to school events and things like that, but not now. Nobody. Everything comes with a price tag, and because we're non-funded, we're nonprofit, our money don't cover that part. Advertisement and all of that, the money wouldn't cover that. So it's really word of mouth. We go to a lot of community events, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot. We're Broward to down south to City of Miami to Liberty City. We really try to get in those areas where poverty is at. Liberty City, Little Havana, Little Haiti. But it's the trust issue also of them trusting us to come into their house for 30 weeks.
Right. Have you tried to connect with some charter schools, or like I know Pitbull got some schools down there. You ever tried to pitch that idea to some of them? Because what I'm seeing is that if they do this, 4K wouldn't be needed in those charter schools. They could go straight from this to kindergarten, right?
Pretty much, but this is an additional help. So we meet a lot of parents whose kids are already in the child care system. So yes, they can stay in school, but this is also like a tutoring thing that the parents can do with them. So it's additional help. It doesn't have to be the mainstream. It's just additional.
Right. Right.
So we wouldn't say to take them out of school and then homeschool them with this, but a lot of homeschoolers do use this curriculum as a guideline for their weekly activities to do with their kids outside of what they're also doing with them too. So it helps.
So it coincides with a Head Start program.
Yes, it does.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Wow, that is wonderful. It's not here in South Carolina, I don't think. I haven't heard anything like that here.
You know what? No, it's not in South Carolina, but it's definitely in a lot of more states, but it's not. It hasn't made it to South Carolina.
So a person with the elementary ed degree could probably run one of these, right?
Yeah. Definitely they can. And the website if someone was looking into doing it would be Hippie USA, and you go on there and it'll give you all of the information, like who to reach out to if you wanted to open up a hippie program in your community, because it's a community-based program.
HIPPI?
HIPPY, all capital letters.
Hippie USA?
USA, yes.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I got it. I got a degree in education. I might think about it. My sister got elementary ed. That's something she and I might could do together. We also got nonprofits ourselves.
Oh, yeah. So they're always looking for different locations to open up and, for you to have your own home visitors and then building from there, because the bigger the program get, the more people know about it in other places also.
I definitely think that it is a great idea. It'll get the kids started on their way, you know. And one thing that I start clapping when you said it, when y'all not really, so to speak, cater to the parents, but nurture the parents. That is a must these days. I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, you know, and a lot of the times the majority of parents are not involved.
No, they're not.
The
They, you know
education.
why? Because they leave it. They have this saying of just saying like it's the teacher that's supposed to do it. That's what the teacher get paid to do. Why do I need to do more? And I start off every conversation with anybody that I meet, because we have to recruit our own families, by telling them you have to break the chain. Like, you sound like my mom, who's 67 years old, and when I was younger, she always felt like it was the teacher's job. Everything is supposed to be school, school, school. But as a parent, you should want to have some say so also in what you did for your child. Not just Miss Smith was the one who taught my son how to read, and Miss Smith was the one who taught my son how to figure out definitions. You should be able to say, his mother taught him A, B, C, and D, and Miss Smith follow suit with what I was doing. So we really focus on breaking chains.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out to my mom right now. She taught me at 4 years old to read. I started kindergarten. I started first grade. I never even went to kindergarten. I started first grade at 5, and I learned off of Dick and Jane books. You know,
it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah. And then I had an older sister, 5 years older than me. She'd start teaching me math early, so math always my thing, and I'm blessed to be able to teach it today. But a lot of the times you get into, you know, the thing about is the teacher, but we got to look at it as a community, you know, as teacher, school, parents, and even siblings and family all got to get together to nurture.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's exactly what I pitch.
You know, so I'm so glad that you're sharing with us, because I'm definitely interested in something like that in South Carolina, because the sooner we get them, the easier it'll be, and help them understand that there's a foundation that must be had, and we build upon it. And that it's okay to think differently. That's why we got this topic tonight, that everybody don't think the same.
Right. And it's so hard to break those people that feel like, you know, well, this is how I was raised, and this is what my parents did for me. It's a wall that they put up, but I'm not one to give up easily, because the kids are our future. So we have to prepare them. And again, here I go. Free program. You allowed me in your house, so we here. Let me help you. Stop making excuses. Let's just take it week by week. And before you know it, these parents don't even know. They had 30 weeks already, with every other week it's a different complaint, but it's not stopping me from coming. And I honestly think once they see that this lady is not giving up, I might as well just continue with it. And then they start seeing how their kids are flourishing. It's like, wow, this is really working. So I just did like the first year. You know what? I'm going to do the second year, because I like what I'm seeing out of my child, and it's me that's doing it. Wow. So it's hard. It's hard to break down those walls, but that's what we there for. We there to keep chiseling until we get through. And once we get through, we don't stop.
We talk about that a lot, generational and traditional conversations. That's one of Keith's big things to say. You know, have different conversations. Don't always speak on traditional, how it was done back then 50 years ago. You know,
right.
Got to do something different today. You know, but I'm so glad to have you. Can you take so do you you have a session with the parent and then you have a session with the kid, or do you see them
so
together?
I'm gonna give you a quick walkthrough. So first we meet the family. We recruit the family, library, schools, parks, whatever. So we recruit them. Then the first visit in the home is the application, telling them more about the program, showing them like the first week of curriculum so that they can actually know what they're getting themselves into. And being real with them that this is time consuming. It's not me coming every week to do this with your child. It's me coming to meet with you. So you got to make time for me just as well as I make time with you. So we meet with the parent. We build that first communication skill right there is built. Then the next visit, we meet with the kids because we have to do assessments so that the parent can know where the child is at. You have a lot of parents that say, my child doesn't talk. Oh, my child not going to be able to do that. And honestly speaking, when we ask the parents, like, let's just try it. Let's give it a try. You don't say anything. Let me do all the talking and let me guide and lead this. And it's like, oh my God. So he knew how to hold a pencil this whole time? Wait, so he knew how to cut? So why? But it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And a lot of parents is very tough on their toddlers and they're scared of them.
Wow.
So now they meet this new lady who's coming with all of these crayons and markers and color pages and an iPad to do the assessment on. And it's like, ooh, it's Christmas time. Who is she? So I approached them with, hey, very kind and very nurturing to them. And it's like, you want to play? If you want to play, we're going to do this. And they're open to doing it. So now, mind you, this mom only knew me for 3 weeks and she's watching the whole interaction like, wow. So all I had to do was just change my tone, change my demeanor, and my son would have did this for me instead of what he's not doing. Most kids shut down when they're scared of them. So yeah, after seeing that, by the third visit, now we're just all parents. So we do assessments in the beginning and we do assessments at like week 25 because we do want the parent to see their child's progress. We want them to see, look, they started here when you said they couldn't do it and they did struggle a little bit, but now we're at week 25 and look where they're at. So it's really like a shocker to the parents to see that. And we also set goals. We don't want you to just sign up for this program and just do it because it's free. We want you to set realistic goals. What do you want to see in the first 3 months? So I tell parents, don't come with the
man.
Want my child to be able to write a book or something like that. I tell them to keep it simple. So starting off, you just met me and we know that your child struggled with holding the crayon the proper way. Most kids like to ball all their hands up on the crayons and that's not the proper way of using a crayon. So that's a goal. We're going to give them 3 months to work on it. And after that 3 months, we're going to set another goal. So parents get excited about that because it's like, wait, that's also giving me 3 months to pour into my child so that this lady can see that in another 3 months, we're going to set another goal because within the 30 weeks, there's four quarters. So you have 4 quarters to get it right. And for a parent, it's like, this lady don't know me from a can of paint, but I got to show her up because she just came in my house and showed me up. So it really does open up that communication with us because it's like, guess what my son did today? Or guess what my son did last week when you left? And I'm like, yes, let's talk about it. Now we got something to talk about. Instead of every week I'm coming in and it's like why she here
it's
again?
The same thing.
Oh my God. Here she go again. No, these kids get excited for hippie. They want to do hippie. Then when they have siblings, they call it their homework. I got homework to do now with my brother. So a lot of parents take to that, but it's just not enough active parents that want to be involved to do this. So that's where the struggle comes in at. But again, it's free.
Where do you do your recruiting at?
For me, I do my recruiting at elementary schools, parks, but I'm a like morning park person. I like to catch the babysitters who got to take the flyer from me and take it back to the mom. And now the mom is like, what is this flyer? And why were you talking to my sitter? And so parks, elementaries, Starbucks, birthday parties.
Did you ever think about going to, going to social service offices where you got all the mothers there
to be honest,
that got to deal with the kids?
Not down here in Miami because going to DCF now you have to have appointments. They don't have loads of people waiting and standing around no more. So we don't do the Medicaid and food stamp offices no more. We stay away
but those
from
are the people that need the help most.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. But we stay away from like Walmarts and Targets because the managers is like, oh, it's soliciting. I don't care. It's soliciting. You need to get out. They talk about calling the police, and it just, it's very tedious on where we can actually recruit at.
Wow.
Right. And see, a lot of people, I don't mean to cut your wisdom, Mike, but a lot of people don't realize from the ages of 1 to 7, your child is a sponge. Everything that they hear, see, touch, feel, that they're gonna pick up on. That's why you can teach your child languages, different languages, from the ages of the beginning to 7 years of age. After 7, it's kind of hard because now they're programmed. But in that theta stage of their lives, they pick up everything. So that's what I love about what you're doing, because you're programming them at that age to where they need to be programmed at.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And we're getting them used to working too. You got a 2-year-old that's used to the iPad, so now you coming with something different for them to do every week. It's structured. By the time they hit 5 and graduate, they're ready for kindergarten. They ready for whatever elementary brings on, homework, tests, everything, because they've already been used to working at home with their parents.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's where we lack a lot, because just like what we do as parents, drop them off at school, then drop them off at aftercare, then when they get home, it's time to go to bed. So we haven't even raised our child. A lot of people always, I raised my kid. No, you haven't. You sent them to school for 8 hours out the day. Then when they got home, you put them on the computer. You know, you let them play with this game. You ain't taught your child nothing. You know, so that's what I love about this program. That's why I was asking you to come on tonight, because I needed that word to get out there. Because with programs like this right here, we will, as a people, understand our place in society. Because I feel like we just misplaced in society. We really don't know what we're doing, where we're going. We just following trends, who's saying this, who's famous, and it shouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? So with this program you have going on, at least we getting some structure in the adult life. You know what I'm saying? So they can put structure in their child's life.
And even we even help parents who kids has a disability. We run into a lot of parents who has kids with autism or ADHD or learning disabilities and all of that. Only thing that we do is try to tweak it as much as we can so the parent feel comfortable with still teaching their kids. We do not turn away anybody. So that be the number one thing people will say is like, oh, my son has autism, he's never gonna sit still for this. You never know, because there's activities in this package where they're dancing around, they're touching things, they're moving colors and cups, and they're watching plants grow and stuff like that. So don't knock it till you try it. And once they try it, it's like, oh, okay, so my child is capable of doing what everybody else does. Yes, you just got to stop labeling.
What's very important is that everyone must understand that all children learn differently. You got visual learners, auditory learners, kinesthetic learners, you know. So, I mean, it's all different. When you hear the word disability, that doesn't mean you can't. And that's what we always want. A lot of us want to, put that together. Disability, you can't. No, disability just means you're disabled a little bit in some area. So you find that area where you have to tweak it. What you got to do differently for that child or that person to learn. It's called differentiation.
Yep, it's the truth, and that's exactly that's exactly how we push it. So we'll tell parents like, so if you feel like he struggles with sitting still, then let's start with the hands-on activities where he's outside kicking the ball around or making a windmill or something. Start with the hands-on activities and then leave the literacy activities for bedtime stories, because the literacy activity is always going to go with a book. So let's do that at night when he's winding down. And that, like I said, we tweak it to fit them, to fit the particular child that's at hand. So it's just the point of the parents have to be the one to put that time in with them.
So you do agree that the time of day that you give a certain skill will help the kid?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do.
Okay.
Yeah, I absolutely do agree. If your kid comes home from the child care all day and they full of energy, guess what? Put them on the activity where they got to be moving around and jumping around and running across the room to go get the cup and bring the cup back to you. But if you pick your child up and your child is already tired, then let's move on to the literacy activity. Well, all they have to do is just sit next to you, because we also train them that when you're doing these activities, the child needs to be sitting next to you at all times, not across the table, not sitting behind you, and you got to keep turning around. Literally on the side of you is where they always need to sit. So read the story to them. Ask them open-ended questions. They're not too tired to answer you, because let me tell you something. Kids love storybooks. So this kid is sitting tired, but now it's like, wait, the apple is big and the mouse is chasing the. So you grab his attention. So now keep going. Finish the whole activity.
It's also a way that you can teach them math with literacy. You know, as they're reading, the mouse had 3 slices of cheese, and you know what I'm saying. So it's awesome though. I've learned that way. But I'm so glad that you shared that with everyone about the different times of day and whatever mood that kid is in. You know, that's what they're gonna want to tackle in that moment. You know, that's pretty big for me. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Wow.
I'm trying to make sure this thing ain't cutting off again.
No, and we still
I tell you,
neurodivergent and neurotypical.
I did.
You know, so when we think of that, and you have one of those kids, right? Are you not really trying to weigh if they're divergent or typical, right? You just take them as they are, and then
we don't label. We definitely try our best not to label or try to pinpoint them to be like somebody else. So no, we definitely don't do that, because once you start doing that, you don't lost the parent.
Wow.
Everything you said, the parent is gonna be like, nope, I don't want to do it no more. I don't care what she said. It could be free forever. Nope, because she's stereotyping my child already.
So why is that? If it's right there in your face that you know that this kid has autism, and all the signs are there, why don't a parent want to accept that?
Because you know why? You have to build that relationship with them first. They have to feel comfortable enough to believe that you know what you talk about. I don't know what that's about, but a lot of people feel like it's nothing wrong with my child. I don't care what you say. And until they see it themselves, there is nothing you can paint on the wall 50 million times that they're going to see. And then they'll come back around and say, you remember when you did that assessment with him? And you said that he just wouldn't pay attention, and he kept looking away, and you asked me, I don't come out and just say it. I just ask, have you ever brought up concerns, or have the teacher ever brought up certain things to you, and you mentioned it to the pediatrician? It's kind of like, yeah, but I don't believe it. Yeah, no, I don't believe it. But then when they start seeing it, when they start doing the activities and the kickback they're getting from the kid, who's now you're seeing what the teachers see, is like, so can you help me to get my child evaluated? Can you write me a referral to someone? So that's how we got to get them. And then next thing you know, the teacher
time will tell.
Right now, the teacher is like, yeah, let the home visitor know, like, she was a really big help, but I already know what that means. Not a big help for what I'm doing with the parent, but a big help that the parent now sees what everybody else sees.
Right. Wow. That's big.
Man, I tell you. This is really good information, Sandra. I tell you, this is really good information, because a lot of people don't have these type of programs in their communities.
They don't.
So, are y'all, or do you know any other states that they offer this program in?
A lot of Central Florida. A lot is in Central Florida. I want to say there's still a program in New York. There's one in Little Rock. Yeah, there's a couple of ones. And Broward has one, Palm Beach has one, because we're affiliated. So for Family Central, we have Broward, and West Palm Beach. But West Palm Beach is very small.
Yeah, that's close to Destin, isn't it? Is it? No.
No, that one is outside of Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Panama City. I just think
you going back on vacation, Coach. Yeah, man, get out vacation. You back at the water. All you thought about Destin, Florida. I get that water.
Yeah, hey, I'm already then signed up to go in Labor Day, man. I can't wait for it. But no,
man,
I can send you a flyer that has more about our program, so you can share it with other people.
Yeah, definitely we're going to do that. And if you could, you can type in the information in the text. If you can put it in the chat.
Let me see if I can. Okay,
and that way we can definitely pass that information on, because it's like, a lot of times, man, we just don't know. And then the hard part about it is that we don't want somebody else to think that we don't know, because we got to feel like we on top of this, oh, I got it under control. When the whole time, all you got to do is just say, man, do you know anybody that does this? You know anybody? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, when you thinking you got all the answers, that's when you losing. That's when man, if I don't know if it's like, if I go do a project at somebody's house and they ask me, hey, you know how to do this? Nope, I don't. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know how to do that. So I'm not finna go ahead and just say, yeah, I'm good. Nah, because now who going to cover up the lie? How we going to change that? We can't. You know what I'm saying? So the beauty of that is, man, I'm glad we have people like this young lady to do these type of things, to bring awareness to the parents, to let them know that, hey, man, you're not in this alone. You got somebody here to walk you through it. Just like she said in the beginning, she had a parent didn't know how to read themselves. So it's like you got parents, grown adults, that do not know how to write, do not know how to read, but that you wouldn't know this. You know what I'm saying? So we do have to be very aware, and we should not criticize. That's why I sent that message out the other day about Farrakhan saying, don't never talk down on a man when he's down, because it's easy. You can be in that same position at any given time. So when you see somebody that needs that help, say, check this out, brother, you all right? Yeah, man, I'm good, but I have this right here. Be like, say, well, check this out, bro. I can, if you need me to do something for you, just let me know. Because I see guys like that, homeless guys on the streets like that. I see guys who just, everyday guys. They go through that. And you do have to step by, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't put all my business out on social media, like feeding the homeless and doing all that. But I had me and a young lady from this other organization I was dealing with. We went out and fed the homeless under the bridge, But you have to understand that it's not for the show. It's not for you to pull a camera out every time you're doing something for somebody. It's just for you to do it because it's the natural thing to do, because we live through the spirit. So you help somebody out, man. Just give somebody something because that's your spirit, man. Not because, y'all look at me. Look at me. I'm videoing this. Nah, we ain't got to show everybody what we're doing. Yeah. Just go do it and trust me. Somebody, every time you see somebody, they're going to be like, man, I like that. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah. My son say, man, every time we go somewhere, people speaking to you. Yeah, I say, yeah, because I bring that character for them too. I bring that energy for them too. You know what I'm saying? To be able to do that. And then if I've met them one time, they definitely going to be like, nah, you a good guy. I like you. You my dude. It's like me and Coach. Every time he come to town, or if one of these days I'm going to pass up that way, we going to kick it every time. It ain't going to be a time that it's not going to happen. It's like I come in this young lady's home. I did a bathroom. Well, I'm doing a bathroom and did the other one. But we had a conversation. She was like, man, I like your energy. So when you meet people, you got to make sure that you can teach them something, or you can show them some type of, spirit or energy that's going to make them want to open up. Because that's what she does in her line of work. She gives the energy to where the parent, you know what? Let me go ahead and, I need you to, you know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of women don't want to talk to another woman, A woman? Let a woman teach her something? Nah, you ain't, I'm older than you. You can't tell me, you know what I'm saying? And that's black people's problem.
Yeah. It's good when you can be, it's good when you can be your authentic self. You know, when you bred like that, when you bred like that and you can just be yourself and genuinely give off a spirit that somebody can gravitate to, that's when you know you win it. But one thing I want to say, you were saying earlier, I like remind myself that you ain't always up. Sometimes you're gonna go through something. It's inevitable that a situation is gonna rise in your life. So when you can look back over your life and all that has happened and all that has done, you can be grateful that you've done something positive.
Yeah.
So when those times come, when those hard times come, you know it's only a time. You know, you're gonna come through on the other side. Catch me on the other side. You know, because that's why I spread love. Right. Love is my driving force. I'm gonna always love you. Whether you make me mad or whether we get into it or anything, I'm still gonna love you. I'm gonna spread love. That's what I do. Spread love. And I ain't tripping.
And that's why I have to always that's why I always tell my parents or anybody I come in contact with that I'm a human too. Let's not act like I just showed up out of nowhere. I'm a human too. And I go through things also, and some days are bad and some days are good. So I can understand. But with both of us being human, we got to have a middle ground where we can meet at for your child. This is not about us. This is about your child and what your child can get from the both of us. And they are our future.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's big. And that's what I want to touch on.
I love that.
About our kids being our future, right? And allowing them to understand that it's okay to be different. We want them to be a certain way. You got to be like this child. You got to be like that child. No, it's okay to be different. Find a way to excel and succeed for who you are. You get what I'm saying? For who you are, and that's why I'm where I'm at today, because I growing up, it was easy. Math was easy for me, right? And school was easy. I didn't really had to do homework. You get what I'm saying? It was automatic for me, and I think it comes from my mom teaching me at an early age and a work ethic, you know, academic work ethic. Then my dad teaching me at an early age a physical work ethic. So I had both those work ethics in my life, right? So as I grew older, and my sisters were older than me, and they going to college, I'm thinking in my mind, okay, all right, everybody know math in school was easy for me, so they had a stipulation on me. You get what I'm saying? I felt like, okay, I got to do this. I got to be an engineer. I got to be an engineer because I'm smart like that. So I went to school for architecture and almost failed out of community college for architecture. But I ended up graduating, you know, so I do have an associate in architecture. But I say all that to say is that traditionally, many people want you to be a certain way. Traditionally, they want you to go through school and go through college and be a certain way, right? But it's okay to be different. There's many ways you can succeed other than the traditional way. That's what we got to understand. It's okay to be different. It's okay. That's what we got to understand. And that's what we must instill in our kids, man, that they can learn and find a way to learn and find a way to be great. Be great. And from who you are, be great. Keep pressing toward the mark. Press on. Press on. That's all I can share.
Yeah, a lot of that problem is that the parents want the kids to be what they weren't able to be. So they're trying to push them in the direction to be what they failed at. If they're not going to let the kid be the kids that they want to be, it makes it more difficult. Because now you're trying to live up to somebody else's standard.
Yeah, that's like, you know, we spoke about that in the past, on past episodes, to where it's like when you have a father who wants his son to play football because he didn't make the football, he didn't make it to the NFL. Right. And that's like, you know, we have to understand, like Alejandro say, man, there's too many copies out here already. You know what I'm saying? So it pays you more to be original. And you can't be original when you're looking at somebody else's life. instead of focusing on your own life. Make you great and make your children's life great. See what I'm saying? So it's like, and then we cannot, if you hear, somebody speaking that, I think I made a post about that the other day, to where it's like you got the grandfather telling the father he's stupid, then the father trying to tell the mother she's stupid, but it got blocked off at the mama because she said, no, I'm gonna tell my child I love you. You're great. You know what I'm saying? So we can't let this cycle continue. What we call it generational conversations, not generational curses. You got to remember, a curse is something that, that's one thing. But when you having a generational conversations of the same thing and you passing this conversation down, it's not a curse. That's where we need to start thinking differently, putting our minds in a different perspective of it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you keep saying it's a curse, nobody knows witchcraft, so they're going to feel like, oh, I don't know how to break the spell. I don't know how to, but you need to know how to change the conversation.
Right.
Because if you don't change the conversation, you're going to keep on with that same, you're going to stay the same. So that's why I took the change, because I had that one epiphany in my life, to where the lady told me, she asked me, who am I? Who are you for real, man? Do you even know who you are? And I couldn't answer. I'm Keith. No. Who are you? Forget your name. Your name ain't nothing. Who are you as a person? What kind of person are you?
When you
know what I'm saying? Are you still in 1995? Or you still in 1987? Who are you right now? Live in the present moment. So that way you can teach your child to be the same in the present moment. Forget what y'all did when you growed up. Forget all of that. That ain't nothing. Because that's old program. That's like you taking lessons from your grandmama. Your grandmama ain't up on this new technology. Tell your grandma about AI. She like, hey, who is AI? Allen Iverson? Yeah, I seen him play ball back in the day. Yeah, I know AI. That's my boy.
He got it.
Instead of having, you feel me? But that's what we got to understand, because your child, it's like she was saying, that the child want to learn that new stuff. The child is already prepared to know new technology. But you, as a parent, you're trying to put your thought process on your child. That's why I don't even talk to my son every single day, because I give him good game about twice a week. But them other days, I let that develop. I let that hit him. He told his sister one day, no, kid, you ain't looking at the bigger picture. I say, come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
That proud moment.
Yeah. You feel me?
Yep.
I felt good, boy. KD, I was just like, woo, that's what I'm talking about, son. Get him. Get him. Because she ain't gonna listen to nobody else. But that's why you gotta, you can't overload your child with information, but give them just enough to where they're gonna be like, okay, implement that a little bit. That's like people who people who change in their diet and their way they eat. Just start. You don't have to stop eating what you're eating. Just start implementing more of what you need to eat into the diet. That way, it won't affect you. You won't feel like you're making a drastic change. All you're doing is adding an apple, adding a cucumber salad or whatever. You just add that with your chicken, or and now you're gonna stop eating the chicken. And you're like, you know what? Let me just eat the salad. So you guys, that's the way I love the way she was speaking about how they teaching these children on this new level. You know what I'm saying? Get them prepared for the BPK. Get them prepared for before first grade. They already read. You know what I'm saying? So we got to have that, man. And this is a beautiful topic. Sandra, I really appreciate you for coming on, man. I tell you, it was wonderful.
And it was everyone.
Were you able to get that info in the chat?
It won't let me upload it. So, Keith, if you could send me your email address, I have it. I already saved it on my phone, and I can email it to you, because it's not letting me upload it.
Yeah, I need it, because I think I can.
Just text it. Text it to me, and then I'm gonna type it in the chat once we end this thing. So that way. Okay. And then you got a Facebook handle or something like that?
No, we don't. We go through. I actually do have one. It'll be through Kids in Distress, but then it probably may give you more of the Broward hippie program. Let me look into that first before I actually share that page with you.
Okay. That's what's up.
All right. I appreciate you, young lady, for tuning in. It was more than amazing. We really did appreciate this information.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. We got to expose it. We definitely got to keep this type of business going out here because everybody needs to know. You know what I'm saying?
Agree. Absolutely.
All right. Okay. I'll holler at you tomorrow, though. Thank you.
All righty. You guys have a great night. Good night.
You too now. Bye.
Good night.
Boy, you pulled that one out the woodwork, boy.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. I really did.
Yeah, that was different, man. That's what, and that's what I do when I go in people's houses, bro. I always ask them what they do. You know what I'm saying? That way it might help the show, it might not. And when you came up with this topic, I say, man, I remember she was telling me something about, I said, what you do again? Oh, we have to, oh, man, come on. You got to be on the show. I'm going to see if I can get on for a little. I should be done with my client because she had left. She left the house about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock to get to another client. So it's like you never know who you running into when you meet people, man. That's why it's always good to meet people, man. I don't care, if you walk on the street, hey, how you doing? You might start a whole conversation with somebody who needs that, just want to talk, Now, if they just talking about rambling about their family, you're like, hey, all right, you have a great day. But if they talking about something that's going, that might help you or they might help them, you might give some conversation that might help them.
That's right.
So you never know. And that's why it's always good to read and learn and look at new programs. Don't look at the old programs. I ain't saying stop watching TV. I'm just saying implement some other programs inside of your watching the TV.
That's right. That's
you don't have to go cold turkey, but just.
That's why I like the fact you can cut on my YouTube hook to my TV right there. You know what I'm saying? I could get on, I could be watching TV. I can flip over to YouTube right quick, So that's a good thing, man. We got to implement it in
right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm glad they got them YouTube, new TVs, Facebook TVs, Wi-Fi, whatever, the Wi-Fi TV, where you can look at the YouTube channel. I do that. I do that in the morning. I be sitting here listening to Joe Dispenza in the morning or Bruce Lipton in the morning and just be sitting here looking at TV. And it's like you have to, man. Come home from work. If I ain't doing nothing in the middle of the day, turn on me some 19 Keys or something. Just start watching that type of program so I can reprogram. And that's what we have to understand is tell a vision. We say it in one word, but it's telling you a vision that they want you to see. So they're programming you through the programs that they're showing you day to day, every week. It's a program. They want you to live like this right here. You take your character out of the TV screen and become that character. Now you this character. Yes, instead of creating your own character, but that's technical thinking, and we don't do enough abstract thinking. So that's another issue. But man, this was some good coach. Home run, baby, home run.
I enjoyed it, man. I definitely enjoyed it. And I was interested in it. I think you might have mentioned it one time when you was talking about the brain, newer brain, on a couple of shows ago.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? And when you said it, then it made me look. And I was like, man, you know what? We can come up with that. So, our platform is what it is. And we got to continue.
No, it's a self-development platform. We want everybody to be a better person once you leave this show, man. It's not nothing that we want to talk about P. Diddy. We ain't talking about nobody. We talking about educating you, looking at life in a different perspective, trying your best to become a better version of you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you remain that person that you are, it's not gonna get you nothing. It's not gonna get your kids no generational wealth. We're creating legacies. We're creating generational wealth. So we have to have people on to where it's going to be beneficial to somebody. You know what I'm saying? In some form or fashion, man. And this was amazing topic. Like I say, neuroscience, man. That's my new thing for us. I want to know how this brain work for real. I know how my car work. I know when I see the engine light come on, go take it to AutoZone, plug it in and see what the problem is, and then fix the problem. So when you're not computing something in a different way, you go look into it. Go look inside your head and figure out why this is happening to me. Google will tell you anything. Why my thought process keeps getting shortened? Why am I being distracted so much? Why am I, you know what I'm saying? It gives you some information that it might help you and it might not. But you still get the information though.
That's it.
And it's something that you didn't know about. It's like if you're having a debate about anything. Hey, Google, what's this right here? Let's end all this back and forth bickering, man. If we wasting time on nothing. Say, Google, what's the percentage of such and such, such and such? Okay, man, Google said, here, let me up out of your conversation now. Now I can breathe. Now I can live again because you trying to hold me hostage on this one word that I mispronounced.
Wow.
It happens, man. It happens. You got people who just want to argue about anything. Ain't when you say, all right, they just want to debate. Oh, man, I'm right. Hey, bro, take that control and stuff back at home. I don't want to hear that. But man, it's been an amazing show, Coach. Man, what did you learn from this tonight, or what was the aha moment? What did you take from this tonight?
One of my aha moments was when Mike said it was not a medical term. That was aha for me.
Yeah.
Neurodivergent. You gonna think that was a medical term, but I mean, I'm glad you shared that, brother, because that kind of helped me understand why it was neurotypical. Because that was just a regular, a familiar word, so to speak. But that was an aha moment for me. Another aha moment was when you surprised us with Miss Sandra. That was awesome, man. When she and I clicked on screen, man, like we were flowing. I was like, wow, man, that's great. But she gave us some good information, man. And I'm so excited about it. I want to bring it to South Carolina, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna send you the link. She just sent me the information through text. I'm gonna text it right back to you, and then have your school see if they can do it at school, or see if you can find a teacher who can do it out of school. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Because it's something that really needs to be started at that age, man.
Right now,
it's like I say, when women are pregnant, baby, read to your child while they're in the stomach. You feel me? Read to that baby while they're in the stomach. That way you don't have them issues, man. You know what I'm saying? So those are things, man, that we can do, man. We appreciate y'all for. Mike, come on, Mike, my fault. What you get from it tonight, Mike?
Man, you just forgot all about me over here, huh?
No, I forgot about myself. I was going to cut the whole thing short. I didn't even say nothing.
I see. Hey, well, it actually worked out because Coach and Sandra, they hit it off. In the 10 years, I was surprised, so I didn't know what to say about the topic, to be honest. But I do know, I think it was the Jesuits who said that if you get them young, the possibilities are endless. So that's what we got to do. Start while they're in the stomach, still in the womb. Start teaching them then, and then let them be great on their own. And don't put your limitations on.
That's real, man. I'm like Coach said, man. I got that same aha moment when you told us that this is not a disease, man, and that's real. Because we shouldn't look at everything like a disease. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't bad, Because as soon as you say disease, then you think, oh, that's bad. No, it's just a way that people communicate differently.
Right. And people always start to get nervous. People get nervous, or people start when they don't understand something. Yeah. You don't understand something, you always get those negative connotations toward it. And that's just not what it is. Because there is no normal. Nothing. I mean, even in twins, identical twins have different brains.
Right.
So there's no such thing as a normal brain.
Wow.
Yeah. That's real, brother. I see that. Come on, Mike.
Every once in a while. Every once in a while.
Say, man, y'all come back next week, man. We better keep this thing covered, man. Now we know it's Autism Month, so we might have an autism guest. You never know. Who had it and got gotten better from it. So, but we appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. And y'all come back next week, man. And it's been wonderful, man. Peace.
Yes. Peace.